When I was 21 years old, I got my first job as a special education teacher. I loved that job. And by the end of the first year, I was visibly pregnant. The principal wished me luck and gave my job to someone else. Pregnancy discrimination, you bet. But I was 21 years old, I didn't have a union to protect me, and I didn't have any federal law on my side. It was in a public school system, but I worked with the children with disabilities. And I did that for a year. And then that summer, I actually didn't have the education courses, so I was on an emergency certificate, it was called. And I went back to graduate school and took a couple of courses in education and said, I don't think this is going to work out for me. And I was pregnant with my first baby. So I had a baby and stayed home for a couple of years.
However, her pregnant victim story fell apart when school board records obtained by the Free Beacon shows the school offered her a new contract. She quit anyway, backing up the tale she told back in 2007 when she said she left by choice. Of course, all politicians lie. Those who say they don't are lying.
Senator Elizabeth Warren is defending a story she often touts on the campaign trail.
The principal did what principals did in those days, wished me luck, and hired someone else for the job.
She paints a picture of the path she reluctantly took into public service after claiming she was fired from her first teaching job in New Jersey in 1971 while 6 months pregnant.
Elizabeth Warren wants to make the case that employers do things that are harmful to labor, and therefore this is what they did to her when she was pregnant. And the real problem here, Dana, is this isn't like you just got your policy wrong or you're arguing, I said this, but I meant that. This is a candidate's personal history. It's knowable and it's controllable.
My contract was renewed for the next year, and I was all set to go. The principal called me in and said that he wished me luck, but he'd be more comfortable having someone else in that job, and he was going to hire someone else for the job. And that was it. I lost my job. When I was growing up in Oklahoma, I learned about my family the same way most people do. My brothers and I learned from our mom and our dad and our brothers and our sisters, and those were our family stories. I am not a tribal citizen. I had a good conversation last week with Chief Baker, who is chief of the Cherokee tribes, and I told Chief Baker that I am sorry that I extended confusion about tribal citizenship